Okay, bong is pack. Let's blong it, baby. Happy Sunday, everyone. I hope you're prepared and ready. And let's get prepared and ready for the week. CPI week. I love it. Let's go. Cheers, everyone. First hit of the day is always the best. At first, let's cover, a bit the mid picture. Let's look at what we got in terms of edge for the week. So maybe Bitcoin's gonna give us a bit like a direction, right? And after that, we can maybe go over dominance, making sure that our dominant stuff could be Gucci for shitcoin or not, right? BNB is crazy, it's acting on its own. Oh, you maybe want to nerd out a bit more, Mr. Super Jojo. Market cap that are under Bitcoins, they technically never gonna, impact or change Bitcoin. It's more the opposite. That's why I'm looking at Bitcoin first. And sometimes, yeah, they're gonna do their own things, they're gonna do their own little stuff, but at one point, they're gonna finish to continue following Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the bigger, right? Exclamation money flow. Let's go, Mio, you good? I love that. We still have this from last week. Volume profile that we've kind of old with the 60k there. It's just gonna depend on CME. If CME wanna go for the weekend's low, I can even look at this. I'm gonna go look at the open interest aggregated first before going into our bigger plan, just to know where people's aiming right now. Bunch of people, bunch of long got stopped out there. And after that, it was only Timmies? And we hold the Timmies. Okay, so by knowing that this, I'm probably just gonna look at this first, to be honest. If we hold the value area low, it's gonna be point of control, lining up with 702 pretty good there. And other than this, for others levels, if I'm breaking true point of control, it's gonna be like turn it into support, looking at this same kind of stuff as last week. In terms of volume, right? But we need to break that volume node. And that volume node's lining up pretty well with our value area low of our old range tree. Same thing as last week too, so I kind of like that. Yep. We're gonna need to respect that if this is like a bigger head and shoulder or bigger, trident. For sure, if we get the naked point of control that we were speaking last week. But to be honest, since we've kind of stay in range 2, right? It's gonna be same kind of stuff as last week. Looking at naked point of control, things that I'm gonna add is smaller picture stuff. More and more that we're gonna fuck with those value area too. Less and less faith I'm gonna give into them, right? If we go back to, I'm gonna give less and less faith into it. For now, still good. We're still holding on it. And I think for the mid picture, to be honest, there's nothing more complicated. It's more like a being patient time there, because until we confirm that we change our structure, there's like no point to tell that this is bullish. Other than the fact that this can be the end of the 4. And if it is, for our 1, we can 05, 618, 786, 886. Let me just draw it so it's gonna be way easier to kind of explain it. So it can be, yep, 05, 618, 786, I think I'm gonna let that pull for the week just to remind myself, but to be honest, since we've kind of covered it for a couple of weeks, right? For 2 weeks now, for this plan on the Elliott's wave, right? We got the plan A where we expect a bigger consolidation. And shout out for the one that's seen my post on Discord, but for the one that know the series, orange is the new black. I was like 70k is the new 30k, for a reason, right? Because you remember back in 30k when basically it was like the big ass consolidation that just take times. Yes, we got like one big volatile move, but after that it's kind of die again for all the summer. And having our consolidation, that's the reason why we've identified plan A, right? With the 4, that's looking a bit more like a consolidation. Let me delete that. Let me put that in the plan A. And our other plan was plan B, right? Basically, what I want for being really bullish, right? And really continuing for the next years and not going sideways again after the end of the 5. We are on a 4 right now. Technically, we can be in a 4 right now or 1. So, based on that, I'm gonna respect plan A first, but if we lose and invalidate it, we're gonna go right away on plan B, right? And look at our level, volumes level that we identified a couple weeks ago, volume, mat level, sweep level, to look at some confluence on the bigger picture, depending on what we're gonna have on this mid picture. I'm saying that just in case we got a crazy week in terms of volatility. 2 weeks, not 2 weeks, sorry, 1 month or more ago, 1 month ago, it was CPI, PPI, right? That was a bit volatile. After that, the weekend hit. But let's look at it because FOMC was kind of dead. So CPI, PPI can be pretty interesting. But if you want to understand why we cover Bitcoin and the dominance first, exclamation money flow, it's at my head on the spot and on the bigger mid picture thing. It's the most important things to know and to know why I'm doing that. But there's a time for everything's, and there's a priority to others coin because even in maths, right? Not only because I love Bitcoins better, I love ETH better, but look at the last 2 months that I'm streaming like with my schedule. We've probably looked at ETH, USDT once or twice. So if Bitcoin is giving me a direction, and you're gonna understand why I've started to make the mock-up. Technically should be, you know what, I can probably send it. I have started to done this. Now it's white on white. I need to change the background. But I've started to make you guys like a little cheat sheet to understand like the dominant stuff that I'm looking at and being a bit more quicker on understanding why, let's say, when USDT dominance going up, Bitcoin's dominance going up, and Bitcoin's USD is going down. It's gonna maybe just help you to know what you should expect, right? On the rest. Okay, so yep. So for Bitcoin, nothing more complicated. We're gonna look at the smaller picture for this to look at if we hold bottom of range 3. And let me take a look at this actually, because once again, it hit, right? Once again, it kind of confirms. You guys that was here last week, you remember what we were looking at on the open interest, right? With the fibs. Once again, end of reset points, 618786. End of again, end of Reset point to a new high, 618. End of reset, new high, 618,786. New reset point, 618,786. So again, last week, kind of pursue into it. On the bigger picture, that all open interest is some shorts. Again, still the same thing as last week's that we were looking at. Okay, so to be honest, this last week didn't change a lot like the bigger picture, mid-picture plan, right? It's more the fact that this is our retest of the range 3, right? So edging is totally an option for the week. Yep, it's gonna depend on the smaller pictures too, and with what CME is doing. And I'm probably sure it's not gonna be like CME, it's gonna be like tomorrow morning, seeing maybe the gamma for the week, you know, depending on what people want to play on Monday, Tuesday for CPI, PPI week. But through this, Bitcoin is kind of a Bitcoin USD. I think it's kind of Gucci for the bigger pictures. I think I'm gonna jump right away on dominant stuff because we are close to or points that we look at for a couple of weeks now. The bigger picture 618 retest, but not only the smaller one, right? To make sure that we're gonna reject it, right? So we can even delete that because we've old it. So yep, basically our goal here will be to start to lose it. Even from here, 0.5382 will be even better to pursue our bearishness in the USDT dominance. Perfect. So yep, still same thing. I'm gonna look at for USDT dominance. It's gonna be mid-picture stuff where mid-higher picture stuff where 618 is gonna be pretty important. Again, on the bigger pictures, we want to make sure that this was a fake out, and we don't start to continue or again like bullish train, right, on our USDT dominance. It's just telling us that people want to, you know, like risk less on the market, on the total markets, and they want to have more, you know, in stable. They don't want to make their money fluctuant, you know, in the fluctuation. They don't want to put their money in the fluctuation. Yep, and even for Bitcoin's dominance, it's been weak now that we are looking at this. Not CME. Not this too. Dominance. Thank you. Yep, to look at if we're gonna continue our bullish, bearish trend, or if we turn it bullish, right, and continue with our breaking and putting some strongness into Bitcoin. So even this, you know what, we can update it here. For us, it's really gonna look, it's gonna be looking at if this getting respected and we continue to make lower low, or if we start to climb it back, basically. That's the reason why. If that I was looking at Bitcoin USD first, because if Bitcoin USDs go down, Bitcoin dominance is going up. So let's say that we do this plan, that we break through it, and USDT dominance do his other thing there, where basically you got Bitcoin dominance breaking, USDT dominance breaking up. Technically, shitcoin should follow Bitcoin, but even more because money's flowing back into Bitcoin, and should go down, but more. So that's the reason why, right? I want to find like my levels and kind of where I'm seeing Bitcoin's heading up for the week. So if we start to aim for one target, I can tell to myself, okay, what's Bitcoin dominance and USDT dominance doing? And through that Bitcoins and USDT dominance, expect things for my others dominance and ETH dominance, right? So this is it. Let's look at that. Okay, we've gone for even lower on the dominance. Yep. As we've looked at, I think it was last week, right? When we've turned that into resistance and not support. 786. So ETH, it's gonna take time. I'm gonna need to see some bullishness into ETH. We're gonna just take a look maybe at ETH BTC. Yeah, same thing here. ETH BTC really needs to hold it, right? As we've drawn it, I think it was here last week. Let me look at it, because I think we were already having a plan for ETH BTC last week. Yep. It was basically this, to look at this 786. But even with the, if the dominance continue to go there and Bitcoins continue, to sit and ETH just wanna shit himself, I'm gonna definitely look a bit like the dominance, how that 786 reacting, right? Is it turning into support or is it turning into resistance? Nothing more complicated than that for ETH BTC. Yeah, we are under probably value area low of this. Oh no, we are right on it. Okay. Uncle, so yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting, I think, for the rest of the week to look at that. Not the rest of the week, but the rest of the months. Are we gonna react in this bish? And yep, you guys remember what we said last week in this? When the others these going up for the shitcoins, if you guys want to see shitcoins, going crazy. I want to see this Bitcoins USDs going up at the same time that the dominance others D's going up. With the USDT dominance going down, and even Bitcoins going down, Bitcoin dominance going down, Bitcoin USD going up. Others D's going up, goddamn. But for the beginning of the week, this is not impossible. And even for the rest of the week, since we are in 4 hour now. But looking at this will be pretty interesting. And other than this, is just continuing, right? I just want to break these high and continue the bullishness and the dominance. Not the bullishness, but the strongness. Let's call it like that, because it's always gonna depend on Bitcoin, right? If Bitcoin's going up or Bitcoin's going down. But if just after this, before going on the smaller picture Bitcoin, I know Mr. Jojo, you've asked for Mr. BNB after knowing those stuff, and you even see how it's the same thing. All of this is needed to be breakout, and be turned into supports on the mid picture. Even I can pull fibs into this. I can pull some volumes and tell you that the value area I is probably close, or even trying to turn it into support, or yep, close. You see? That it needs to break and turn all of this into supports, right? It's a bit like the others D. Others D will need to hold if it's going down there. To after that, during this, help all of the other shitcoins following. But Bitcoin USD, for me, need to go up. Yep, I think I don't even need to complicate myself there too, And in reality, my big volume is there, huh? So this and this is my big volume on shitcoins. I love to take my fibs from volumes. So yep, definitely we need to break that through turn our golden pocket into support and break it on the smaller picture. Continuing our bullish structure there. But if we turn it into resistance here, like we're doing right now a bit, 618, point of control, smaller picture, really important. Because again, if we lose it, turn it into resistance, it's gonna be the same kind of stuff as here, you know? Going and targeting for the next lows, you know? And the full rotation, right? At minimum, if it's turned into resistance for me there. So nothing more complicated, to be honest. It's like a nice little range, so it's easy to look at volume and respect volume, right? And even put a bit of like fibs level into it. And if you love TPO's level, time level, you can even spray a bit of that in shitcoin. I love VWAPs too. Daily, weekly VWAPs. I hope it helped you a bit. But for me, until I'm seeing this hold, I want to make sure that Bitcoin USD is going up. Because if this is loose and Bitcoin's USD is going down, for me it can stink, you know? A bit like last time, right? When we were kind of, it's not looking good, it's not looking great, it's really not looking great, this can be the dead cat bounce, this can be the dead cat bounce. Shout out for the guys in the VIP, it's there that we kind of look at it, right? Beginning of April, if I remember well. Yep, it's gonna just look a bit like the same, right? It's just gonna be a higher picture, and this can be a higher picture that cat bounce too, you know. So even higher picture stuff for crypto, the dominance, others dominance gonna really interest me. I love that. I love that. Before going in the smaller picture stuff, just want to look at this 3 days liquidation stuff. Okay, so this is our point of control. This is sweep of the lows. Weekend's lows. People have not gone really crazy in terms of leverage during the week. I love that. It's kind of spread even on the during the weekend, sorry. And I love that it's spread. On the day it's not. But is it? No, it's nothing. It's really nothing. Yep, volume is dead, right? Yep. Is it gonna be again the same kind of thing as last week? Like playing betweens, like if I remember well, we were having like a naked point of control, yep, there. And it was just playing between it, right? Last week was this. Was it from weekend? The 6th, I don't want to say shit. No, it was Monday, yep. It was Monday stuff, so nope, it was the beginning of last week. But I'm gonna be really interested to see if we have some big, gammas that's starting to build on Monday for PPI and the CPI on Wednesday. What are they expecting? Lower? And it's during the morning, right? I'm gonna need to look at my calendar, but on Tuesday, I'm gonna confirm with you if I'm gonna be there Wednesday. You know that normally I'm not there Wednesday, but this week probably I can, since I'm not going out of the city. Normally I shouldn't be there even on Tuesday. But yep. Let's go, let's continue in this bitch. I'm gonna look at Binance and Bybit order flow on weekend stuff, just to look at what people have done. Okay, it's more like closing position there on Binance. It's probably gonna be the same thing for... Oh, fuck. It's to Binance. Okay, with Gucci. Okay, I just want to look since weekend. Okay, oh. Open interest on Bybit's going down and on Binance and Bybit's going up. It's gonna be pretty interesting to look at this too. Just I want to take a look at EXO. Weekend, it's the 10. Okay, so it's even only this for a weekend. Okay. And even in terms of open interest, there's nothing crazy. A bit of longs opening in this lows. But CBD and open interest didn't go crazy for the weekend, so it's probably gonna be on CME opening that's gonna be interesting, or tomorrow morning, to be honest. In terms of vola, right? For the day today, we're definitely gonna look at all of this is in balance. All of this is in balance. The only imbalance that we don't got, it's technically this. In terms of single prints, right? But all the others, it's single prints from Friday. Let me remove the initial balance. It's never saved like this. And if we don't got crazy volume, are we getting crazy wall? Our crazy wall is down there. 59, so the sweeps upside at 786. It's nothing different at mat level now, so and sweep levels. So yep. First, I'm gonna look at this TPO, looking at if we go back in. So since it's smaller picture, let me delete that stuff. And on Binance, oh fuck, on Binance, let's look at the TPOs of today. I don't rely a lot on it because it's a Sunday one. And there, let me pull the bigger picture ones. Okay, perfect. So yep, definitely gonna look at this too for the smaller picture, just to look at if we go back in Golden Pocket to go fuck around with naked point of control, right? Bateau is single print. They all lining up. They all lining up with some good level, you know, like Sato sweep 618, Bateau sweep, single prints. And it's not like a stop lot to scale out and profit or whatever, right? It's liquidation. Oh goddamn! Shout out the Korean team. I'm right now I'm fucking around with this, you know, like really becoming to like a point. I've seen enough and I've gathered enough data to tell like this USDT dominance, Bitcoin's dominance going up and Bitcoin's USD going down. That all of this will go that all pair in stablecoin that is not Bitcoin's USD will technically should go. I'm using should because it's technically should go down more than Bitcoin's. But yeah, I'm starting more and more, and I'm gonna probably make even more complex one for more long-term stuff. You know, maybe DeFi. Oh, let's go, BD. Let's go, BD. Point of control. Let's look at it, baby. Let's look at it, baby. And after that value of low, let's go, Bitcoin. Point of control right away. Spikes wanted to get in. Oh, goddamn, let's go. Last point of control, Pixel fuck 786 fucking value area low. Let's go, baby. I love that. Bring it in. But just before CME coming in. I love that. Oh, bro, that deserve a blong. Let's blong it, baby. Let's go. Oh my fucking god, I love that. But the dominance, it's pretty hard to manipulate. It's the market cap of the dominance over all the market cap of the total one. So that's why I'm only pulling fib on this. I only pull fib and look at the market structure. And that's the reason why it's gonna be the first two things that we're gonna have in the NerdOut and Discord, right? I'm preparing everything with the Diesel family for the NerdOuts to be NerdOut Evox that makes sense with our strategy. It's just gonna take time. What we gonna deep dive, I think finally I'm gonna put it just after after CME's opening, it's doing his stuff. What we gonna cover, it's probably a bit how I'm rotating it, you know, like how technically it should be rotating it, you know. To make sense for the money to flow correctly into like an out season. We've kind of speak it a good amount of times, but it's, and you know what? I think we got time. We got like 13 minutes until CME is back. It's really basics. It's people, if most of the dominance is in Bitcoin, okay? Like right now it's like somewhere around 54%. Most of the people are there, right? You're not gonna tell me most of the people are in Squid, you say? You know? They're there. They're in Bitcoin. Okay? Most of the big money is in Bitcoin. But after that, right away, the most bigger one, if you take all of the other top 10s, if you remove the top 10s and you take all the other altcoin, okay? So what's not in the top? Okay? What's not in the top? If you remove it, and you look at the others' dominance, it's close to 12%. The shitcoin, the old shitcoin market will not influence ETH. It's ETH that will influence the rest. And it's logic too, because when you understand how DeFi is working, how liquidity pool is working, and how you need to, you know, how you need to gather some money to launch a project, when you launch it on, and most of the bigger one, oh goddamn, you guys seen that? Sorry, I just seen it, and it make me stop it. But limits. Okay, I'm gonna continue on that. But yeah, basically, it's not the others. It's not all the others that gonna influence ETH. Same thing as it's not Bitcoin, but it's not only an influence type of thing. It's a logic way of transacting your money. Because let's say that you look at AAV, like some things that in the mid coins, right? It's in top 76. Okay, so in the top 100, not even in the top 50. It's been built on ETH. So I'm not gonna be the guy that's gonna go look at AAV over Bitcoin, because AAV is making more sense to look at it over ETH. But you're gonna tell me, oh yeah, but what about Sol? Let's say that it's a layer 1 coin, that it's been launched and right away, you know, like it was a stable coin base or whatever. I don't know how Sol been launched, you know, back in the days. This, easy. I'm looking at it over the bigger one, Bitcoin. But when money have first transact through ETH, and the most amount of liquid pool, my bad, is in ETH, where it's easier for the bid guy to TP, it's there. And it's even better because they make the performance in Bitcoin, they make the performance in ETH, they make the performance in the top alts, and after that in the shitcoin, mid-cap shitcoin, all the little things that with it, during the time that they were making profit with it, they could buy they could buy the lows with it. They could buy with Bitcoin or ETH some mid-cap shitcoins to make again more ETH. And on this, we have a rules. We base ourselves on Elliott. Every time that we are like, we're looking at the big pictures, you know, move, like the plan that we are right now. And that was the reason 2 weeks ago we've made the plan 1 and the plan B. The plan A and plan B. It's because if we are in the 4, you're gonna see that my rules make me change something. Let me go back on this. My rules make me change some things. I want to maximize my profit. So during the time that we are in the 1, 2, 3, 4 of Elliott, I'm transacting most of my money through Bitcoin and ETH. You remember the Discord post? My goal is to go back in Bitcoin and ETH. But you see that I'm starting in the 4 and the 5 to not go back when I'm taking profits now anymore in ETH and Bitcoin to optimize, because I'm seeing Bitcoin's getting topish. I'm trying to go back in stablecoin, even to continue to buy my shitcoin during the out season or whatever, and be there. You know, it's just that I'm gonna be in stablecoin. I'm gonna protect myself, and I've DCA in. I'm gonna DCA out, right? Higher picture stuff. So that's why the long terms plan was really important, because are we in a one? Are we in a in a two, or are we in a four right now? We can be in the four, and technically it can be the end of the four. By looking at all our math level, this is all fourth possibility zone, and we've touched it, so it's good. But we still have the second plan, right? Where this make more sense for me to wipe people on shitcoins too, and even more bullish on the higher picture, because the other ones bring us like close to 500k or something like no, sorry, 150k something's at max. And with this, in couple years, it's front running a million. Couple years. So that's why I want people like meme coins or whatever to get the wipe the fuck out and get teach that the dominance of Bitcoin right now is at the highest it's been since April 2021. Oh, yep. We start to go in there. So the decision point was kind of made there, right? The retest gonna be pretty important in this bish. Point of control, front running the rounded 60. Yeah. Okay. Nothing crazy, but close to point of control of that. Let's see if we with some Bitcoin volatility at the beginning of the week, how at the middle of the week, sorry, how shitcoin's gonna react. You seem guys really interested by that, but it's always gonna be true dominant stuff. You know, I've put out the little cheat sheet. It's gonna I'm gonna make it better, but I've put it out on the Discord, exclamation Discord. It's in the links section. Elliott wave stuff, it's not true dominance. Then I'm looking at it, it's true Bitcoin USD. I'm using this to help me to identify where I am. So basically, if we are in a 1 and a 2 Glock right now, so let's say we continue to go lower, and it's not a 4, it's not this, right? If it's not this, and we invalidate it by losing it, just losing it before, there I'm gonna be the guy that's gonna be in the plan 2, where I'm only staying in Bitcoin and ETH, you know? Here I'm gonna go back in stablecoin if we hold it, because for me it's gonna be like one of the last leg. That's why I'm telling, holding now, it's not really bullish. Even if people are like, oh wait, you need to hold or whatever, for me, I'm like, no. For me, what's really bullish, it's in this, we can spend times, right? We can like do this and lose it, you know? We can do this again, spend close to 200 days, and this is the consolidation, this is the plan A. Or it can be, you know, again, like a, you know, and that will be so much bullish for me on the higher picture, because I think we've already just pulled the first one. The 3 was good, the 5 isn't good, but the 3 I think is like at the one of the first targets, 400 and something K. Bro, for the guy that's sitting there, fuck, it's money, man. So that's why I prefer to bleed on my earnings, just to be even Guccier. I hope you guys understand why I wanted that bitch to be a distribution, okay? For the one that have been there for a couple of weeks. It's kind of making sense with that, right? With that visualization for the one that's there since a couple of weeks. Why I want this in the smaller picture, the range 3, right? Or mid-picture plan that we do and we kind of update. CME is back, baby. Let's go. CME is back. But this mid-picture plan's why we started to draw it there, right? It's in the like 10K, 5K day, right? It's just because we wanted that to be a distribution. So Yes, we could have the 4, or better even if we have the target of a nice distribution, a good like broke out of the 4, you know. But not from there, right? We have levels to hit and lose first, and to hold, right? Because we hold in 61k. So that's why we're gonna cover the bigger picture plan too. On the we're gonna cover the mid picture plan too. But I want to make sure that I don't fuck the people that are new when I'm looking about long picture stuff, mid picture stuff, and small picture stuff. It's always gonna be different. I can be bullish there, I can be bearish there, I can be and I can be bullish there, you know. So that's why I don't want to fuck no one, right? And you want to make sure to like kind of understand a bit our concept when we are on, and I'm not really changing it, right? On TradingView we are always on the higher pictures or mid pictures. Mid picture will be like a close to it will be Coinbase and will be 4 hour, 1 hour stuff. When we're gonna speak about long terms, sometimes it's gonna be CME, sometimes it's gonna be the BLX just to draw and to explain stuff, daily, weekly, monthly stuff. And Coinank, when we go out of TradingView, this is small pictures. Sometimes we're gonna put smaller, higher picture fibs or higher pictures confluence if it's needed, but just to look at sometimes the order flow on the smaller pictures when we go to this, right? And when we enter, technically we enter on the smaller picture. And we got the Agger. Got the Agger. That's even way more smaller pictures. That's for me when I'm entering in scalp, market smash, or whatever. That's a little, a little template that we've made since and work on it since couple years now, 2 years. Let's go. I'm saying it a bit more since December. I'm believing that maybe ETH BTC will perform when we're gonna dump. It's not impossible that the real performance of ETH is basically when we're gonna dump, but no problems, you know. It's just good to rotate after that. It's just that your rotation starting from another place there, because you're more stronger in ETH. Your rotation starting from ETH, not from Bitcoin, let's say. Even if it's going down, or that's why you don't. Did you see something here in the yellow lines? That's going to the stable coin, Gluck. And that's a big part when you start to look at that, to sometimes be able to look at it with the stable coin and without it. That's why I have this rule, right? Stable coin, no stable coin. Here it's good to look at both a bit. Oh, my bad, my bad.
AGGR in the way.
My bad. Yep. Can you see, like, I'm gonna restart it right there. My bad. Exclamation long, guys, for the blank out. It's just because of that. Did you see one yellow line that's kind of make there, you know? No, because it's the end, the stable coin, right? It's the end of our Elliots too and our rules, right? So we cover ourselves by Elliots on Bitcoin USD, because it's Bitcoin USD that influenced the whole market by its dominance on the market. By looking at Bitcoin USD Elliott's wave there, okay, on the bigger pictures, in theory, and by knowing if I'm in a 4 or if I'm in a 2, it's gonna change based on my strategy and my plan. Because on the 4, I'm trying to maybe starting to believing that I need to cover myself and turn back in stablecoin. You see, it's kind of the 2 color. I'm going back a bit in Bitcoin ETH because I'm still buying them, but a bit less with the shit coins after, like, let's say the next move. Then after that, the shitcoin is not gonna go into like Bitcoin or ETH right away. I'm gonna need some confirmation if we're continuing or whatever, you know. Yep, money change hands, exactly. And that's why we're looking at the USDT dominance, right? Because the USDT dominance is, let's restart it on this chart, like right at the beginning, you know. That's why we look at the USDT dominance as, okay, when people don't want to risk it anymore in the old market, not even on the shitcoin, on only Bitcoin, on the old market, that by the way, old market not even make an higher high yet. We are still like, you know, like in the invalidation of shorts. It's not like Bitcoin. But yep, I'm looking at the Bitcoin's dominance because at the USDT dominance because it's what's when people want to, you know, protect themselves, not being in a fluctuant market, the old total. Right? They protect and look at that. I ain't say shit. Let's look at it like that. Okay? Total one on the right, weekly. Let's put it daily, so it's gonna be a bit less zoom. Okay, so we have top 2021, daily, same thing with USDT dominance. And that's why we've put it from there, right? From there, November 2021. Why? Because look on, oh, we don't see it. On the other charts, it's the top of Bitcoin. And if you want to start to gather some data, I'm not telling you to start it to play right away what I'm looking there, like all of the dominance or whatever. But the best way to gather some data with the USDT dominance stuff, it's by looking at the smaller pictures, USDT dominance over Bitcoin, and not like the natural USDT dominance, okay? But the inverse correlation. So you know that you can Alt E to change your chart of sides. Look at this. USDT dominance on the left, smaller picture, 15 minutes. Bitcoin's USD on the right, smaller pictures. You see how it's clean and how much it's way more difficult to manipulate. I don't want to call it like that, exclamation manipulations. This, then this. Still cleans, right? But most of the times, it's going to be way more cleaner there. You know, still clean in Bitcoin. Still really clean for this one. I can give it. But you see the inverse correlations? It's like exactly that. The correlation, for me, it's not really... Yes, the big money, it's coming from the institutions, but not yet. Not yet. It's more crypto. It's still crypto for me. So it's a guy that got USDT and Bitcoin, you know? And you're gonna see at one point how those divergence are pretty interesting to look at. Or whatever the sides, you're gonna see it. But start to gather that on the smaller picture and you're gonna start to understand stuff. You kind of seen it, like money's flowing from one to the other. It's kind of making sense because people are TPing into what? When they're TPing their futures. USDT. And most of the people will TP in, you know, or in Bitcoin, you know, or ETH. But that's it. USDC when it's time of the DeFi. And in DeFi, it's true, the DeFi after that we go deeper into all of those, you know, this is kind of the basics TA for the dominant stuff and kind of knowing how it's kind of flowing. And after that's where it's kind of becoming really interesting. It's with the DeFi stuff, you know? When you put DeFis into it and you're not only looking at... Okay, I'm inverse. That's why I was like, what the fuck? But with DeFi, that's where you can go like from there to there, to there, to there, to there, and maximize with yield and debt. I'm not saying to go at your bank and take a loan if you don't know what to do. You know, it's another type of debt. Crypto debt. Collateral debt. We're gonna go over the mid-picture plan soon too, just to make sure that the things are kind of covered with CME. But I want to make sure that since we've make a nice like cover on this today and a nice re-explication, that if you have questions, guys, you can always ask it, right? Thomas Glock, oui, donc c'est pour ça que donc, quand que la Bitcoin dominance va descendre, USDT dominance va descendre, ben t'as une bonne chance que ETH va me pumper plus. And that's great, Glock. That you get it. I know you already get it right away. You get the logic right away, brother. If the USDT dominance, Bitcoin's dominance, and even there you can help you with ETH dominance and USDT others dominance to confirms, you know? Most of the times, if Bitcoin's USD go up, yep. They can go up more, so being inverse correlated on the ETH Bitcoin, right? And pumping more. So 30 minutes again in value areas, but goddamn, pixel to pixel, confirm in 1, 2, 3, lose, bam. I love it. I love it. So yeah, definitely gonna stare at that for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. I don't think it's gonna it's gonna change a lot for the plan of the week. You know, definitely if we maintain the structure on the smaller picture, we need to respect it, right? We've turned it 61K into support. But for it, it's gonna be 0.5 that I'm gonna definitely looking at, or the reclaiming basically values areas of range 3, right? The old range that we were looking at for a couple of weeks. This is basically the bottom of range 3 that we've identified, right? So if we turn it into support, I'm looking at these value areas, kind of smaller mid pictures, and with the point of control, right? Point of control of our smaller ones. Smaller one, it's an anchored one that's gonna adapt. So if we print more volume here at 63K, 63K point of control might change. The point of control at 64 right now might change to 63. This is exactly kind of the same. So 63, 64, definitely all of this golden bucket. I'm gonna stare at it for the week. And if with CME and not CME, goddamn PPI and CPI, we got like crazy volatility. It's gonna be the same levels as last week's, right? 67K kind of sweep, 68K sweep, sorry, with point of control zone, right? But before, for me, I want the value areas of the whole range. So I'm looking at this, right? Turn back into support and breaking those the value area point of control for bulls to go fuck around there. So all of this will be pretty decisive for me on the mid pictures. But yeah, for the upside, I think it's something up like this. So yep, definitely this. First rejection point for me, and after that, turn it into support. But for me, it's just like dead cat bounce yet. Nothing crazy till I gain back. And that's where I can put it, I think, in blue. For the one that want to see how I'm kind of doing a bit my journaling, you're going to understand why I'm doing that. So this, yep, I think this is for the upside, and for the lower, if we maintain, so basically if we confirms all of those retests, or basically we just pursue in this retest, it's gonna be the same thing as last week's, right? First reaction point for me will be naked point of control on the mid pictures in terms of times, right? On Binance, it's at 59,320. And second level that I'm looking at, it's the volume fib, right? You guys remember that? It's not because it's not pulled that I'm not looking at it. That's basically going again in our technical plan where we can hold there, right? After that, we can help with CME and all of this with volumes on CME to look at it. We have the plans to prepare. But this, just in case we got this and we go for the lows there, right? And this is not a one, it's just a continuation, you know? We continue the trend. So this is the CME kind of volumes that I was speaking about, right? That we're gonna look at if we break through it, but not right now. Now we're still focusing on this. Put it the proper way to make sure it's at the pixel fuck. So we can put the level to the downside. But it's gonna be pretty similar as last week. Naked point of control was last week kind of things, right? And same thing here. So here, and even, here. That's definitely gonna be my decision zones. And what I would want the best for me, not the best. The best for me, yeah, it's the crisis on the bigger, longer pictures. But for the guy that's looking at the, you know, like this as the accumulation zone, as we were looking at it, you know, with the kind of expectations plan of, oh yeah, we fake out there, okay, accumulations go zone, it's a go, and let's wish for, not wish, let's wait for it, you know, be patient for it. Not wishing game, it's patient game. But yep, it's probably gonna be the same thing. And here it's just, if we want it to be bullish, it's like, yeah, sweeping those, but spending time here, you know. But no man's land's gotta be pretty important again, like it was there on the smaller picture. But since we fucking around 618, 61k, smaller picture, I don't really complicated things. If I'm seeing something, I'm seeing a play and little things, you know, on the scalp or in the edge, I'm gonna play it, right? But if not, I'm just gonna be patient for the entry, the bigger entry, you know, to switch like to a shorts, to my shorts, to more longs mainly, you know. But yep, I think there's nothing more complicated than that. On the mid picture, it's gonna be the same thing. Are we finally losing? Let me go in the 30 minutes. Losing that stablecoin, and stablecoin like bullishness. And for the bulls, we start, you know, to squeeze, because technically it's shorts. We've looked at it on the bigger picture, right? Let me allow that again. But yeah, are we gonna go start to fuck again with our reset point, right? I want this to be bearish, yeah. If you want the accumulations to hold, right? For me, because technically now, if you look at the bigger pictures one, what's there, it's shorts, right? Open interest up, stablecoin. Last video, exclamation OI. CVD is going down, video of the week. Let's go. And cheat sheet, that's coming up on the Wednesday too, on the links section on the Discord. But yep, I think nothing more complicated, to be honest. And in terms of exo higher picture, I wanted to take a look at, last week we were kind of having rotations play, right? Let me look at that again with you guys. But previous week point of control. Okay, so yeah, basically going back to our 59-ish zone for the, you know, the naked point of control in terms of times from Friday, not from next week, but from 2 weeks ago. And previous week value area low will confirm if this holds. Previous week point of control. And going for the weekend's low, you know. That's why I'm more like a 55-45, you know, like maybe at the beginning of the weeks, squeezing some shorts, you know. But definitely gonna stare at this, you know. This at first. And this in second, right? Value area. To see at the beginning of the weeks if we got a nice little volatility, you know? Even if we don't get those lows, you know? Even at the end of the week, I'm probably gonna look at the same kind of goal. Weekend low are kind of, I'll say like 80-90% clear, close to the next weeks, you know? And this is just on top of ed, right? It's not like, it can be like 73, it can be 72, it can be, right? It's just on top of ed, but most amount of times, let's say. But I think that's what's covered Bitcoin's USD, right? It's kind of good for the week, the plan of the week. You know that every times we kind of reset a bit on Sunday, we're looking a bit at everything's, making sure that we don't miss nothings during the weeks or during the last plans. And we refresh our head, we go back to 50-50 if we're like 70% bullish, 30% bearish, or whatever. We go back to 50-50, refresh our head, and we kind of go back to a new like denouement for the week. Yep, I think it's Gucci for this week for this mid-picture stuff. After that, it's more gonna be like, yes, we're still in fucking range 2 and playing the smaller pictures, order flow, fibs, you know, even volumes, levels, times level, the good rotational play, maybe some little scalps in the range 2. If we don't got the volatility that we want for the CPI PPI. On Tuesday Wednesday, right? And unemployment claim on Thursday. So even the end of the week expiration will be kind of nice if people's bet a bit. That's why I'm gonna look at open interest on the option stuff, more S&P and in the side of the institutional. It's gonna help me too with the nerd out that we've made. Last week I'm gonna maybe try to nerd out a bit more. Even on the institutional side. Let's go.